Have you heard of the term travel hacking? If not, you're not alone. I was introduced to the concept of travel hacking over 2 years ago by a travel rewards coach who came on the podcast. I was mesmerized, not only because I love to travel, but because there's a way to do it for free, essentially. While I won't be breaking down travel hacking in detail in this episode, I am going to share how to use credit cards to fund your travel, almost like a beginner's way to travel hack. Once you have the starting point, you can always work your way up to more travel hacking strategies. Hey there, I'm Rhea Reeves, and over a decade ago, I turned my life around through budgeting. I went from being an overspender deep in credit card debt to being the founder and full-time money coach of City Girl Savings. Now, I help women work towards their dream life and tap into their financial power one budget at a time. I fully believe you can live a life you love with a budget, and I'm living proof. The weekly City Girl Savings podcast focuses on the intersection of money and the City Girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. Now, if you want to learn more about travel hacking, definitely check out the City Girl Savings Podcast episode number 12, an introduction to travel hacking. I'll make sure to link to it in the show notes. But Alina, the travel rewards coach I mentioned, breaks down travel hacking in a way that's attainable and easy to understand. So definitely check that out if you want to start familiarizing yourself with travel hacking. Okay, so now let's get into ways you can use credit cards to fund your vacations. So the first way is to use points from travel cards to book your travel. So one of the easiest ways to use credit cards to fund your travel is to leverage credit cards that come with travel rewards. So anytime you use that specific card, you're accumulating points or rewards. And then when the time comes to book a trip, you can pay for the trip with your points or rewards. That way, you're not coming out of pocket for the trip. So yes, you actually have to use those credit cards, and ideally you're doing so within your budget. But once you've accumulated enough points or rewards, you're able to use those points or rewards to actually pay for flights, hotels, etc., things for your trip. So me personally, I use the American Express Bonvoy card for most of my spending. I am a Marriott Rewards member, so that's why I use this specific card. I make sure I pay my card in full every month because I'm only spending my money on things that are already in my budget. And over time, with this normal course of spending, my points add up. And I use the points to basically pay for my hotel stays whenever I travel. I was actually able to use the points recently to cover my hotel stay in Atlanta back in March with my boyfriend for my aunt's 50th birthday. And before that, I was able to purchase my ticket to Italy in full with points. So this American Express Bonvoy card, although it is specific to the Marriott chains, they have a portal where you can use your points to book travel. So it doesn't have to just be redeemed for hotel stays, which is pretty common with a lot of the specific travel rewards cards. All right. So another way to use credit cards to fund your vacations is to take advantage of sales that are offered through your credit card company. So if you have a specific credit card already that focuses on travel rewards, you can keep an eye out for sales offered through that card. So make sure you're getting those emails, so you're on that email newsletter. That way you can be notified of the sales, but you may see sales on things like actual travel rewards. So you can actually pay for more travel points. You can see a sale on booking certain hotels or rental car companies. You may see a sale on flights. This can definitely come in handy if you are in the beginning stages of travel planning. So if you time it right, it can really work to your advantage. So always be looking out for sales offered through your credit card company. Whether you're planning on traveling or not, at least you're familiar with what they typically offer in terms of sales. So for my Bonvoy card, back in March, they actually had a sale of 40% off purchasing points. So you could buy a block of points, so like 10,000 points, and save 40% off by purchasing those points. Another way to take advantage of using credit cards to fund your vacations is to use a cash rewards card to book your travel. So let's say you don't have a travel rewards credit card, or you have a specific credit card right now that you use and it has cash rewards. Use a cash rewards card to book your travel and then redeem those cash rewards. So this is slightly advanced, so I want you to kind of stay with me here. But when you go to book and pay for your travel plans, use a credit card that has cash back rewards, meaning every time that you spend money on a specific item or category using that card, you get a percentage of the purchase back in the form of cash. Then, when it's time to pay the bill, cash in the rewards as a statement credit. This will reduce the amount you spend on travel to begin with. So certain cashback cards come with categories as high as 5% for cashback. I definitely recommend the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. I believe that one is 2% cashback no matter what. And then you can pick a 3% category. The Discover It card is also a great option. Both of these cards don't have annual fees, so that's nice. The Discover It card is typically 1% cashback, but every quarter you can choose your 5% cashback category. So for example, Q1 might be 5% cashback at grocery stores or gas stations. And so every time you use your card at the grocery store or the gas station during that quarter, you're going to get 5% cashback. So I actually have both of these cards. I love them both. They definitely come in handy when I spend money on specific things and not necessarily travel. So it just has to align with the cashback category to really take advantage of this. But using that cash as statement credit is a form of saving. So when you go to book your travel using a cash rewards card that already has points accumulated, you can redeem those points for cash and therefore spend less on your travel. Are you loving this episode so far? Well, the money and life level up conversations never end in the City Girl Savings community. Visit citygirlsavings.com for instant access to resources that help you budget, level up your money mindset, and so much more. And make sure you stay up to date with CGS by following us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at City Girl Savings. All right, the next way to use credit cards to fund your vacations is to redeem points from your credit card for gift cards to use before or during your travel. Okay, are you following me? So redeem points for gift cards. So if you have a credit card with points, you can redeem those points for gift cards that you can use before or during your travel. So if you have a credit card that doesn't specifically offer travel rewards, they will likely offer points that can be redeemed for gift cards. So if you don't have a specific travel rewards card, but you do have a credit card that accumulates rewards or points, you can use those rewards or points to get gift cards. So use the gift cards to pay for things in preparation for or during your trip. You can get gift cards for retailers to help you shop for clothes before the trip. You can get gift cards for restaurants to try while you're on the trip. You can use gift cards for basically anything. And I think this is a great way to help you cover costs associated with your trip by using the credit card rewards available to you. So leverage these gift cards to help you monitor, control your spending while you're on vacation. The next strategy I want to share is to use a credit card during your travel, then redeem the points or cash for future trips. So we all have to start somewhere. We don't magically start with hundreds of thousands of points that we can use for booking travel. Sometimes we just kind of have to start from the top. And if you're new to credit card rewards and you have a trip in the works, consider signing up for a travel credit card and use that card to fund your trip and start accumulating the points for future trips. So when you are actually on your trip, when you are traveling, use a card while you're there so that you can start accumulating points. Maybe you won't be able to take advantage of the savings for this specific trip, but the more points or rewards you accumulate, you'll be able to use those for future trips. You can also leverage another type of rewards card and use the cashback or rewards for future trips as well. So you don't necessarily have to open a travel credit card to start paying for this trip. You can use a card you already have, even if it is just a regular rewards card or cashback card. I think the main thing to keep in mind here is that we want to get the most bang for your buck. Okay. So you're already spending money for this trip. You're already spending money on the trip. So you may as well get something back for it. Even if that savings, even if the something you get back only applies to future trips, that's okay. Like I said, we got to start somewhere. Okay, the final way to use credit cards to fund your vacations is to strategically open new cards during major travel points bonuses. So this is another advanced strategy, so just bear with me here. But if you know that you'll be starting the vacation planning process soon, I want you to keep an eye out for any promotions or specials or sales or bonuses from travel credit cards. So you may see things like earn 125,000 bonus points when you spend 3,000 in 3 months of opening your card, or get $300 back when you spend 3,000 in 3 months. So there are so many different promotions that are typically offered. But if you know that you're getting ready to start the travel planning process, keep an eye out for offers that could truly help you travel hack your way through this trip or set you up for success for the next trip. Again, you're already spending the money, so you may as well get something back for it. Credit card companies like Chase, American Express, and Capital One all have great travel rewards options. And if you have like a specific airline or hotel chain that you like and are committed to, you can get a card from those brands as well that will have specific points or rewards dedicated to that hotel chain or that airline. So that will give you some extra points and discounts when you book future travel with them too. Something to keep in mind. If you don't have a travel card, I would recommend doing your research. So Google the best travel cards and see what comes up and compare the bonuses for the different cards to see what is best for you and your situation. If you don't even have a trip in the works or you're not ready to start planning for a trip yet, you can still get the ball rolling by doing your research on cards that can help you in preparation for future trips, right? So don't feel like you need a trip in the works to actually take advantage of this travel hacking process. It really just starts with you getting a card that will benefit you for your future trips and endeavors. So I probably should have said this at the beginning of the episode, but I got to say it now. I want to stress that there is one stipulation to travel hacking, to all of the strategies I shared with you today. And that stipulation is pay your credit card balances in full each month. Do not seek out points, rewards, spend like crazy to rack up all of the points, rewards, and travel rewards if you are not paying your balance in full. These are wonderful benefits and perks, but I guarantee you, if you are paying interest on those cards, you are losing. Okay. There is no way these credit card companies are going to give away all these points and rewards and cash back if it's not lucrative to them, right? And it only is lucrative to you. You are the winner when you are not paying interest. They make their money on interest. So if you want to take advantage of these points and rewards and things like that, it's going to cost you so much more if you're paying interest on all of this than it would had you just paid cash for your trip to begin with, right? So I got to make sure you understand that if you are carrying balances and accruing interest on your cards to help you travel hack or fund vacations or just spending in general, you are losing money in the long run. It may feel good to get those points. It may feel awesome to book a trip on rewards, but you're spending so much more in interest. It's truly not worth it. Okay. It may not feel like that in the moment, but I need you to understand this. To really take advantage of everything that I shared today, you must pay your credit card balances in full. We cannot be paying any interest. So now that I've made that disclaimer, I've shared that stipulation for you, I feel better knowing that you understand the importance of that. And now you can start leveraging credit cards to fund your travel because it's a great way to save money while exploring new places. So I hope that you've learned something here today. You're inspired to travel hack, even if it is the beginner's way of doing it. And also, I want you to check out episode 30, Vacation Planning on a Budget, where I break down my vacation planning process from start to finish and how it impacts my budget, how I save for things. If you have a future trip coming up, that could be a great episode to get you inspired. I will make sure to link to it in the show notes. But happy travel hacking, friends. Thank you so much for letting me be the money coach in your ear today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the City Girl Savings Podcast and you feel empowered and motivated to take the next step in the journey to your dream life. Remember, if someone like me, a millennial who loves to travel, new experiences, and iced coffees can live a life they love on a budget, you can too.